I think one of the things that we tend to see with many leaders, whether we call them president or king or queen, emperor, empress, or whatever, is that oftentimes, and our mainstream history will corroborate this, they tend to be self-serving individuals. And what we glean from Arthur in the story of the Knights of the Round Table, and even in the very concept, the Knights of the Round Table, or the Knights of the Round, is that they were about serving the people in the society above all else, and yet they managed to achieve a state of balance in doing so. And that is why the story of the Arthurian legend factors into the legend of a capital. And perhaps that Avalon refers to that capital, or maybe one of the last surviving regional capitals of the previous civilization, the civilization of the Fourth Era, or the one that the channel simply labels as Tartaria. The other intriguing aspect is the internal strength that we see depicted in Arthur. And the only film that really comes close to depicting that to its full extent is Excalibur. Now, there's a scene where Arthur draws the sword from the stone, and the great knights of the land, as it's called in the film, which is where I draw that term from, resist Arthur, led by Sir Uriens, pictured here. Arthur has the chance to simply kill Uriens on the spot, but instead he shows him mercy, and even shows faith in Uriens, giving him Excalibur to knight Arthur, who had not even been knighted. It's probably one of the most powerful scenes in any film about King Arthur, and I still find it shows the true power of individual courage and spirit, but not just belief in oneself, but belief in others. And you might notice there's a commonality, a theme that comes about in our current civilization and our societies, where we have this underlying theme that we must distrust every other individual. There's only certain institutions that we can truly trust. And indeed, the Arthurian legend ends with Arthur finding his doom at the hands of his illegitimate and sinfully conceived son, Mordred. And that's also what's depicted in the film Excalibur. And what does that really reflect overall? It reflects that oftentimes it's an internal battle that is more important than the external battle. And indeed, when we think about the layout of our capital cities, imagine what they could really reflect if people did have that sort of internal strength that you see reflected in the film Excalibur, the fellowship among the knights and how they're really working to look after one another in the society they defend. We can find many wondrous remnants of older structures all over the land that no doubt reflect the grandeur and glory of a civilization that came before ours. And it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in the United States or New Zealand or Australia or the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Russia, Iran, Iraq, it doesn't matter. You'll find numerous examples of these structures and a previous civilization everywhere you look.